this Alabama team can play with anybody in the Southeastern Conference, and that was proven tonight.
In front of a packed house at Coleman Coliseum, the Alabama fans had something to cheer about all night.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Nate Oats Show, along with the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm Chris Stewart. So glad to have you with us. And, Coach, great to be talking about a 10-3 squad, 5-0 and all alone atop the SEC standings with a number 24 national ranking.
Yeah, it's fun. Guys are playing hard. They're playing together. It's a fun group to coach. It's good to see when guys step up. You know, we've had all kinds of different guys step up in different games, but the chemistry and the culture and the camaraderie and just playing for each other has been great, and it's really fun to coach a group like this.
You've only been an Alabama fan now, being realistic, about 16, 18 months, something like that. But for those of us that are lifelong Bama fans, you go wins against Tennessee, Florida, Auburn, Kentucky in basketball, sandwich in Notre Dame, Ohio State in football. That's a nice 2-week stretch we've had.
That was pretty good. I had a little stretch where we won and they won, and then we beat Kentucky the next day. That was a pretty good little 4 days, 5-state stretch, whatever that was. So it was fun to watch the national championship game kind of with the team in the hotel room before the Kentucky game. So if they weren't fired up, I was fired up watching the football team, and I think they got fired up. I think we saw a pretty good game the next night at Kentucky.
Did indeed, and fired up watching the Auburn game. But let's get into those highlights right now as you go to the take on the Tigers and Joshua Primo, a quick start right out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, I was really happy with the way he came out. You know, he'd struggled a little bit before, but he came out, knocked down 4 threes. He had 14 of our first 16, really got us going because a lot of other guys were struggling at the beginning of this game, kind of gave us the lead, and we were able to hold the lead for most of the game because we struggled guarding them, with Sharif, but man, I was happy for Primo that night.
He was terrific. So too Jordan Bruner, as you had the youngster and then the veteran both step up and give you 20 points.
Yeah, I thought Bruner's last 10 minutes of that game was huge. He knocked down a couple threes, had some low boards. You know, he really came into his own, proved his worth, and I mean, he's kind of been holding us together a lot, talking his leadership, and it was just great to see him make some big plays like that. It's kind of what I envisioned him for, so I was really happy for him at Auburn.
20 points, 7 boards, 4 assists as well. There's one of them. Bruner on the perfect outlet pass to Keon Ellis, and then a guy who can stretch the floor with the way he's able to shoot the ball and put it on the deck, does a little bit of everything for you.
Yeah, he's really high IQ and really skilled. And, you know, see him playing with some emotion, and his leadership's been great for us.
Same thing for this guy as well.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, Herb's been playing like a Player of the Year candidate, in my opinion. I mean, he's getting to the rim. You know, with Quinterly out, he's really been our point guard. So to have a 6'8" point guard that handles it as well as he does, but also one of the best defenders, if not the best defender in the conference. And shoot, I was happy to see him dunk one there. You know, there's been a few he's gone in and missed, and I was like, what? He's 2 feet over the rim, go ahead and dunk it. So we were all fired up for that one. That was great, but, you know, he played well. I mean, it's great for these seniors, too, that have been here a while. You know, Petty and Herb and Reese to finally get a win in Auburn. They hadn't won at Auburn since they've been here, so I was happy for those guys, too.
You see the trio that led the way in that contest. You mentioned Sharif Cooper, tremendous for the Tigers to be able to weather the storm of that young man. Great effort from your team defensively.
Yeah, it really was, and I mean, we had a hard time with him. You know, Shaq struggled in the first half. I thought he got himself together at halftime, gave us a great second half. Keon Ellis really stepped up for us. He was the best one on Sharif, I thought, and then he ends up fouling out of the game. So. Right. But Keon's given us really good minutes, and Shaq's done a great job on the ball. He's so much better defender this year than he was as a freshman, and he just shows he cares about winning, like he's about the right stuff, and with his improvement on the defensive end of the floor. But, you know, that was an exciting win. The only thing that would have made it better is if the crowd would have been packed in there like it was last year. Loud, but we'll take it however we get it. Absolutely the case. When we come back, we'll take a look at highlights of the matchup against Kentucky. But as we roll to break, we'll enjoy a little bit more. The all-access look at the Tide's win over the Tigers.
Good morning, Alabama. We are set to go for Crimson Tide basketball as the Alabama Crimson Tide go down to the Plains for this morning tip-off to take on the Auburn Tigers at Auburn Arena.
We're playing to win, okay? Like, literally, anything else is a complete distraction. The only thing we care about is winning the game. Just stay focused on the game at hand. Guys, with me, let's go.
Bruner, hesitation, swing, Primo, all alone, left corner three, bottom. Over to Primo, open three, bottom. Oh, Canada, back-to-back threes for Josh Primo. It's Primo, deep three, left wing, bottom. He's 3 for 3, and he is absolutely smoking hot right now for the Tide. Bruner with a steal on the Cooper pass attempt. Throws it ahead, Ellis for the flush, and Alabama adds to its lead. Throws it outside, Petty, spot up three, bottom. The dish to Bruner, all alone, three, bottom, and Alabama goes back up by a couple. JP will throw a lob to Herb for the flush by Bruner, throws it ahead to Herb, 2-on-1, Herb to the basket, lays it in, and the Bama leads at 7. Kicks it out, Reese, open look, right corner, three, bottom. 14 minutes to play, Herb on the drive, to the rim, the one-handed flush over a pair of defenders. But Bama hurrying the other way with Petty, the left-handed layup. He got fouled. He'll have a chance for the and one. Skip pass, Beauty, Shaq steps into a three. Bottom, Bruner, a very deep three, and he nailed it. Big-time three, Jordan Bruner. Bruner, top of the arc, steps into another three. Hits another three. Pump fake, lead-in shot. Counted, and he's fouled. Jordan Bruner tipped into the hands of Bruner again. Lays it up, got it to drop. Bucket good for Bruner, and Bama leads by 3 with under a minute to play.
Yeah! Baby! Yeah!
Ball game over, and Alabama wins it. 94-90, your final score. The Tide 4-0 in the league. Well, Coach, after you get a great win, such as the one you did against Auburn, it's natural for people to wonder, well, can you follow that up, especially when you're going to a place such as Rupp Arena in Lexington? Well, you got your answer pretty quick.
Yeah, I thought our guys responded great. You know, we've had a few of those this year where you get a great win, got a big one right away again, and I think our guys have shown a lot of maturity this year to be able to bounce back and get another great win following one they had before. So to play the way they did in Rupp, I mean, that was big. And you know, Kentucky's got players, and our guys thought they did a good job both sides of the ball. Offensively, we were able to spread them out, get the shots we wanted. Helps when Petty's shooting like he did. You know, Petty showed up big, and Herb right out of the gate hitting the 2 threes. He's 2 of 3 from 3 with a dunk to go, and you know, then he hurts his finger. It's just kind of like Herb can't catch a break, but hopefully we get him back here quick. But he was great. You know, thought really everybody. You know, Shackelford was good, and the team defense was really good. Primo had a pretty good game again himself. So really proud of our guys with the effort. You know, we just keep knocking them off. If we can keep ourselves focused and playing like we are and stay healthy, obviously, I think we got a chance to have a pretty good conference season here.
Coach, let's go to the highlights from Rupp Arena and your team led by John Petty out of the gate.
Yeah, Petty was really locked in. I mean, you can see him talking to the team right before the game right there. I mean, he was really locked in. Always helps get yourself an easy dunk to start with, but man, he got cooking from 3 like he can get. And you know, I know they had recruited him a little bit out of high school, so I'm sure he knew them and some of their staff a little bit. But man, he was making the right reads, and his shot it's pretty when it's going like that, isn't it?
When you see the first 2 go in, you just get the feeling, here it is, it's going to be that night.
Yeah, I agree. But then, you know, you also see him, look at that. I mean, he's in on the offensive boards, and Ross gets a loose one and gives it to him. You know, he was driving the ball. That's the thing where he's added to his game. He's not just a shooter. I mean, he's driving, finishing, getting to the offensive boards. He's one of our leading rebounders, playing on the defensive end as well. You know, Shaq, when Herb went out, we didn't have a point guard. You know, Shaq kind of took on that load and that responsibility. I thought he did a great job. Him and Petty and Primo kind of all took that load on. I thought he did a really good job. I mean, you can see they couldn't stay in front of him. He's finishing at the rim. He's obviously a great shooter, and he made some shots, but he did a great job getting the ball to the rim against Kentucky and playing well.
And Coach, then when you basically go without Jordan Bruner, Quinterly, or Herb, and now the trifecta that we already have seen helping out, such as Alex Reese.
Yeah, Reese has had great minutes for us at times this year. I thought there was a 4-minute stretch with that dunk and that kickback 3 at the top of the key were huge, where we kind of opened that game up. I think we went on I can't remember what it was, 13-1 run or whatever. It kind of opened the game up there, and
right.
Alex was in the middle of that. So Reese just gave us great minutes. You know, now that Bruner's out for a little while, we're going to need Reese to play more minutes, play well, and so it was good he was able to play as well as he did against Kentucky in that first half.
It's incredible that you were able to finish the stretch that you did without, in essence, 3 starters available to you in that ball game.
Yeah, I mean, it was, Herb went out 8 minutes in the game, didn't have Quinterly for the whole game, and then Bruner was out the last 10 minutes, and guys just stepped up. You look at the job Petty did. Reese played well. Reese was in some foul trouble. We had to go with Rojas and Juwan Gary, and they battled in there, and Keon Ellis won the blue collar award that game with just all his hard play. He didn't score, but he led us in blue collar points, had deflections and rebounds and steals, and really got us going. So group effort from everybody playing well. You never know when you're going to be needed to step up, and I thought Juwan and Rojas were ready to go. Played more minutes than maybe what they usually had done, and they made some big plays for us.
As we head to a break, we go all access in the Tide's victory over the Cats.
You got to have the toughness to start, but then let's use our IQ. Okay, everybody with me? Hey, this is a big chance here to get a win. Okay, you guys hadn't won. You guys that have been here, seniors, had not won at Auburn. It's time to knock another one out. All right, it's play by play by play. Let's get this thing again.
Top of the arc, 3-ball bottom, and Alabama gets on the board first. JP rolls it over to Herb, who hands it off to him, and that was beautiful. Herb with the top of the circle, left alone, 3, bottom. Knocks home another one to the Tide, grabs an 8-2 lead. Behind the back with a dribble, flips it over to Shaq. Shaq with a basketball left wing, gets into the lane. Tough shot, right hand, got it to go. He'll drive right, he'll go to the rim, he'll lay it up, he'll get it to go. Play through contact. Herb left alone, tries the 3, buries the 3, and then fakes a 3, drives in, throws it down. He got the seal from Rojas. Reese, top of the arc, 3, bottom. Boy, does he look confident tonight on both ends. 3-ball, no good. Reese comes flying in and throws it home. 2, Petty, left side 3, rattles in another one. Shackelford stops, pops, drops the 3, and fall away 3. Hits it again. John Petty, red, smoking hot, and the Tide leads by 13 again. Rebound taken away by Rojas to Petty for the slam. Nice pass underneath. Gary, tough shot, got it to go. Juwan Gary. Shaq weaving, dishing. Primo 3, bottom. Alex steps into a 3, hits another one. Rojas 3, why not? Icing on the cake. Barnes just banked one in. That's because the adrenaline is about to pump right out of his veins.
Oh, what a moment for Tyler Barnes.
To end the game, and Alabama doesn't just win, they dominate, they win. Start to finish by 20 over the Kentucky Wildcats. 85-65 your final. Bama 10-3, 5-0.
President's Mansion at the University of Alabama, one of the iconic landmarks on the gorgeous Tuscaloosa campus for the university. Welcome back, everybody, to the Nate Oats Show. Coach, we encourage you strongly, if things aren't going well, stay off social media. But when you're 5-0 and leading the league, it's kind of fun if you get a little downtime. I know you don't have any, so that's why we provide this segment for you.
Yeah,
SEC Network showing a little love.
Yeah, I still haven't put them back on my phone. I figure if I don't want them when we're losing and they're killing me, I don't need them when we're winning. So, but it's good. The SEC Network, they do a good job. So,
they do.
Since 1987.
Yep.
It's a long time.
Don't tell us how young you were. Peter Burns sharing, yeah, I called that 57-55 game, and it was not the lowest scoring Alabama-Auburn game that I had broadcast in basketball. That was no fun. This is a lot better.
Yeah, what was the final in that game? Was it a little different than 57-55?
Yeah, 94-90.
Yeah, we were both in the 90s. A little bit different. Bruce likes to get up and down a little bit too.
He does indeed. Pat 40 showing a little love. That's a rarity, but man,
yeah,
good week for the Tide.
It was a good week. The Monday, Tuesday, Ohio State, Kentucky. That was nice of football. They kind of like the game before the game. Although that was probably the premier one. It's like backwards, when the JV plays after the varsity, maybe.
They set the table for you in a big way. Coach Murph, the softball coach, showing some love.
Patrick's the best. I love Patrick. I just saw him this morning. So keep tweeting it out, Patrick. I love it.
How about George Husak, the tennis coach, with a little bluegrass reference with that tweet?
George tweeting out. I didn't see him
the horses
much.
running wild.
I like the horse. They got some nice horse farms, right? You got to ride right through.
It's
nice to go to Lexington when you don't have to play a game sometime.
Don't have to worry about the cats. It's good to see the horses. as well. All right, some good stuff. A guy that's a thoroughbred. You're going to be riding here for the next couple of years, we hope. Josh Primo, what a talented young man he is.
He's great. I mean, he's so coachable. And if you know him at all, I mean, he's just a quiet, kind of soft-spoken, but he's got a little fire in him. But
Right.
he's going to let his game do the talking. He's not a big talker, but he's in the gym all the time. I mean, he's working on his game. He just turned 18 Christmas Eve, so he's barely 18 years old. It reminds you a lot of Kyler Lewis. I mean, their games aren't the same. You know, he's bigger,
Right.
stronger. Kyler's a little quicker, but you know, with that young, 17 years old when they started playing Division I basketball, and just works on their game nonstop, and it's great to see him playing well. You know, he struggled a little bit, and you know, kids that young sometimes have some confidence issues. Do I belong? You know, she's 17 years old. He's playing with guys that are 22 years old, so it's a little different. But I think he's done great for us. He's been huge. You know, we need him in the starting lineup, and he's brought it. The start he had at Auburn was, you know, he scored 14 of our first 16. The kid's a freshman, just turned 18 years old, and it's like the biggest rivalry we have. And he doesn't know any better. He just goes in and hoops. He ends up with 14 points the first 5 minutes.
His game does the talking, but we did coax a few words out of him as we roll to a break.
I think the main reason I chose Alabama is just because I feel like with everybody coming in that we can make a really big impact here. My biggest strength is my ability to create for others as well as myself. And I think my shooting at the height that I have is like probably one of my biggest strengths. I think my favorite basketball memory is making the under-19 national team for Canada. All the coaches when I first came told me that I probably wouldn't make it. It was just a great feeling knowing that I proved a lot of people wrong and that I earned it. My biggest personal goal, elevate my teammates as well as myself in order to get to an SEC title, and then from there on, getting that Final Four. Honestly, I'm excited to interact with these fans. I mean, Alabama has some of the greatest fans I've ever seen. Going on my visit, I just saw how great the atmosphere was, so I'm just excited to get on the court and be with the fans. We about to get a chip, straight like that.
You know, Coach, it's natural people will ask me, how do you get a guy from Canada? Well, forget, that was literally the view out your back porch.
Yeah, I had a house on the Niagara River. I looked right across the river into Canada every night up in Buffalo. And Brian Hodgson knows the guy that coached him in AAU really well too. He actually coached Brian as a freshman in high school, so we've got a connection. But shoot, I liked it. I mean, the Canadians we got, him and Keon both, they just worked their tail off. And you could see Primo, he's in the gym shooting all the time on his own. I mean, he works as hard as anybody I've coached on his shot. To be 6'6", almost 200 pounds, and shoot the ball like he shoots it. You know, we're working him into being a little bit more of a point guard. You know, he's probably more natural two guard, but if we can get him to be a 6'6", 200-pound combo guard, he's probably got a pretty good future here in the game. I think he could make a lot of money playing. Hopefully, we get to coach him for a while here, but as soon as he's ready, we kind of how we want to do it here. When they can go make money, let's let him go make money. It'll help with recruiting the next one, and I think he's been great for us so far this year.
We're going to make some money now, but when we come back, it's the weekly Nate Oats game show that we'll play with you. Stay with us. I don't know if we've got a name for this next segment. We've got it on our notes, the question game. And let me just go on the record before we run through them. I had nothing to do with these questions. I see you cheating over here trying to look.
I'm trying to look. I know you're trying. Because they pop these ones on me bad sometimes.
Well, they pop them onto me too, but again, I'll just clarify, I've got nothing to do with any of these. Most memorable basketball game as a player?
This is going to be bad memory, but we beat a team Ripon that was ranked top 20 in Division III. I think it was my junior year. I played 38 minutes in the game. I shot 1 for 2, but we beat it by like 20. They were like top 20, so it was a big win. It kind of shows you my role in the team, right? Don't
tell anybody you were 1 for 2. Tell me you completed 50% of
there
your
you go. I
shots.
shot 50% when we beat a top 20 team.
What have you learned from Coach Saban while at Bama?
I mean, I've learned a lot. His attention to detail is one of the big things. You know, I watched the pregame walkthrough, and they went through things that you've probably never seen a football game, but they're prepared for just in case it happens. So it's been a lot I've learned from going over there, but that was one of them. I was taking a lot of notes, like, wow, never seen that. I've watched a lot of football, but I've never seen that. But they'll be ready for it if it happens.
Sure. Mike Snow's your strength coach. Has he got a workout routine for the coaches?
I just got done with one. Literally, Alex knows. She had to wait for me to finish it up. He gives me, I try to get a workout right after practice and then get up to the office, eat lunch, and get on with the afternoon. So he's great. I love him.
Coffee drinker?
No, I hate coffee. Don't drink coffee at all. My wife drinks it. My daughter drinks it. A lot of the staff drinks it. I'm not a coffee guy.
Okay. Out of all the assistants and staff members, who's the best golfer?
It's Charlie. That's easy.
Okay.
Charlie's a lot better than. I mean, Brian golfs a lot. We don't have that many golfers. Derek our GA golfs a little bit, but Adam a little bit. I'm the worst.
Okay.
If you asked who the worst was, I could answer that pretty easy.
Fair enough. Are there blue collar points for the daughters at home?
No, but we need to start it. That's a great idea. Whoever comes up with these questions.
Oh, that's Aaron that comes up with all those.
Yeah,
Aaron,
I'm going to make sure they watch this. We're going to start that. We don't have them yet, but they're coming.
He also came up with this last question. I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, my favorite radio guy. Who's the guy that does the Auburn game? Oh, Eli. No, Chris, you're the man.
You know what?
You're the man.
You know what's ironic? Eli is Eli's favorite announcer as well. That's a great thing right there. We're coming back and wrapping it up right after this. It will be nice to be back inside the friendly confines of Coleman Coliseum Saturday. The Tide taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks before you go back on the road again, taking on LSU in Baton Rouge. Man, no rest for the weary, Coach.
No, and they're good, too. I know they didn't play well their last game out, but that's a dangerous spot for us to be in with them coming off their worst loss. And, they were undefeated non-conference. They're a good team. And they beat us here last year, so we're going to have to be ready to play. But, I like to play games, so
sure.
We went a long time with practicing. We're ready to play games.
And the team that beat Arkansas that you referenced was indeed LSU, and you'll find them in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I mean, they're offensively really talented. Cam, I mean, they got all kinds of talent. So we got two tough ones back-to-back, but we'll be ready for them.
Always appreciate your time. We appreciate you joining us, and we will see you next time right here on the Nate Oats Show.
This has been a presentation from Learfield IMG College.